Let's talk a little more about making friends online. Such a powerful tool, the online world, as if it were one tool. It's many tools, it's hundreds of tools, thousands of tools, and so many platforms and so many variations of media that you can utilize to communicate. But when it comes right down to it, there's one person sitting on one end and another person on another end. And so there are two people, or more than two people, but at least two people who are meeting. And they may be meeting in real time, they may be meeting in delayed time, but it doesn't matter. It's two people, two human beings. Unless you get caught up in a long, extended conversation with a robot, and hopefully you'll develop some skills to recognize when it's a robot and you can suspend that discussion. But let's say there are two human beings and they're relating. They are both human. So they both have emotions and they have opinions. They opine in one direction or another, or in multiple directions, as I sometimes opine in more than one direction at the same time. But they are human. They have biases, they have experiences, and they meet at the intersection of A Street and B Street or some other variation of those street names or numbers or letters. But they meet because there's a common point, a common time, or a common interest. There is something that brings two people together. And so I believe that everybody's made in the image of one who is higher than us and greater than us. And you can name that or not name that. You don't have to believe that, but I believe that, and that brings a great deal of dignity to a human being. Where there is this presupposed dignity in a human being, there calls for, in our lives and in our attitudes, respect. Now, if someone is not very respectable, I still respect them as far as I can, and here is why. Humanity and my own dignity. Their humanity is not diminished by the fact that, John Prines had a beautiful song called Some Humans Ain't Human. And I would have to say some humans don't act human and don't behave consistently in a human way. I love John Prine, I love the song, and I love what he's trying to get to. The other is my humanity, my dignity, my self-respect, because how I treat people is about how I want to be treated. And so I am not going to lower my standards for myself because someone else is being disrespectful. And I have some techniques for dealing with disrespectful people, but that's not the subject today. The subject is two people who are coming with those values of mutual respect. They may not agree on everything, but they believe that it would be more productive to have a conversation than to not have a conversation. They believe it would be more useful to make friends. Now, you may be making friends for working out problems in society, you may be making friends for social reasons, you may be making friends because you're lonely, you may be making friends because you want to do business with someone. People do business with folks they know, like, and trust. So how can you develop mutual knowledge, awareness, affection, liking, and trust? Well, I think it comes through conversation. And so when you come on, and I'm not going to exhaust this subject today because I'm going to want to make some more talks on it in the future, but be friendly, be helpful, be courteous, and be available. Did I say friendly, helpful, courteous, and available? I think I said it in a different order. But what about the friendliness? Well, the friendliness is, you can use one of those old-fashioned emoticons, smile from time to time, tell a joke, utilize humor, show an interest, like people's comments, or show some sort of acknowledgement of them. give a respectful answer, even if it's a respectful argument. Show that you've read it carefully, that you really understand what they're saying. Comment. That's friendly, and stay friendly. Another way to be friendly is to every now and then drop a note of encouragement. What if someone says something that you don't agree with? Well, one way to say, I respectfully do not agree with you, but I think that you've stated your argument clearly and concisely, and I applaud you for that. But here are some other points to consider. Now, if that's friendly, it's also respectful. Sometimes all we can say is, I have to disagree with you on that. I think and it's what you don't say that allows you to continue to be respectful. What about helpful? Sometimes people will ask a question and you may have the ability to find the answer for that and go do some research, offer some links. That's helpful. Make yourself valuable. Now, this all it means that if you're in a social media situation, you are participating. Or if you're posting a blog and people comment and enter into a conversation with you, you respond and you thank people for their responses. And the final thing is you make yourself available by being present, by participating. Don't just firebomb other people's forums and spaces with your own advertising, but show a willingness to engage. Well, those are just some basic helpful hints for the day, and hopefully they'll get you started. And you can leave some comments and I'll get back to you. And we'll have an ongoing conversation about this because this is a podcast about voices being heard.